Hello, TikTok. Looks like we're doing it again. Another clear night so far. Sorry it's so shaky. Whoops. So we're gonna check out the moon again. It's getting closer and closer to full. Ooh, sorry about that. It's actually warmer out today. It's like probably... It's actually warmer out today. It's like probably... like the moon with the blue sky. It's awesome. And then maybe today, since I'm home a little bit earlier, maybe today I can try to point it out over at Venus and Jupiter, which should be really close to each other tonight. Not that it means anything, but it's too light out to see them right now, so I have to wait. So yeah, share it out, and I'll probably have this going for a while. I have to figure out some sort of way to keep my battery charged on my phone. I'll figure that out here eventually. I have almost a full battery, so. The moon. Should I zoom in or what? What do you guys think? There's 7 people here. And I don't know if it's gonna wander. I have my telescope actually in the same exact spot I had it last night. I can tell because of the ice. It dug into the ice kind of. Or I actually melted it into the ice on purpose. You think it is wandering a little though. All right, yeah, likes. Ethan the Goat 72510, welcome again. Good to see you once again. Awesome. So yeah, every day the moon gets a little fuller till it's full, and then it empties out. Sorry about it being all shaky. It empties out its light over the next 14 days. So let's see here. I'm gonna zoom in. Oh, tried asking the other day, but a zillion people were commenting, what is that noise, a scanner? That is actually, it's a sidereal motor. Because the sky, the fixed stars in the sky, we all know that they rotate. They move in the night sky. So what we're hearing is just my telescope has 2 motors on it, and right now I'm using an equatorial mount setup. So I'm only using one of those motors, but what it does is it makes the telescope turn at about 15 degrees an hour, so it keeps up with just about anything in the sky. I mean, it'll go off a little bit here and there. Sorry about that. Pretty moon. Yes. Should I zoom in or what? I kind of want to just see if it's going to wander or not, because I got to run inside. I just got home from working, and I got to run inside and take care of a couple things. Whoa, sorry about that. Every time I touch it, whoop, I'm trying to focus it. Is that better or worse? You can't tell with it shaking around like that, can you? I think that's pretty good. Oh, let's see. Oh, wow. Thank you for explaining. Didn't know if we were alien hunting as well. Sure, why not? I think aliens are actually, if there was any such thing as aliens, I would say that they are actually like demonic. Because I think that that's the heavenly realm up there, the celestial realm, and I don't think that there's places for aliens to come from. Sorry, I'm adjusting the focus again. I don't think there's a place for aliens to come from. Unless they're coming like from the darkness that we call space. Encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. Invite your friends. I think it would be cool to have like a sports announcer's voice. Invite your friends. I can't do it, but if I was going to give commentary on the moon. If you look at the crater at the top left of your screen, It's not actually a crater. It's just what the moon looks like. Oh, it is wandering though. Okay, we're gonna zoom out a little bit again. Not so far. There, how's that? All right, I'm not gonna touch the, like usually I just push it where I want it, and I should use the remote because otherwise it does give it a harder time tracking. So I'm actually using the remote. So now you can hear a different motor running when I do that. Hear that? Whoops. You'll hear the sidereal motor kind of stop for a second, and then it'll catch up again. See how I go a little to the left, and then it's gonna say, no, we want to be over here again. It kind of straightens itself out. Oh, I'm missing comments, I think. Okay. Yeah, share the live, guys. Thank you, V-Rod Chick. Thank you. Awesome, you followed the host. Good. That is awesome. Oh, okay. I always thought you were moving it slowly. Well, it is moving slowly, but that's what the motor does. It's like a friction drive that it uses. The motor just has a bunch of little gears, and it just kind of goes, turns, and they're like, I can tighten it or loosen it, and if I loosened it all the way, then it wouldn't turn, and if I tighten it all the way, then it'll definitely turn. You know what I mean? So one interesting thing about sidereal motors and equatorial telescopes, or mounts, I mean, you'll hear a lot of people that are involved in the flat earth and globe debate. You'll hear them trying to make a claim that equatorial mounts only work on a globe. And that's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because if you could see what I'm doing right now, I'm standing on my driveway in the snow with my telescope that I just set out here in my work clothes, and I'm looking at the moon through my telescope and putting it on the TikTok. That's what I'm doing. It's not anything too spectacular. But one of the things that I am doing is I'm filming the moon with one sidereal motor and an equatorial mount, just the same as anybody that's living on a globe could do it, right? There's a lot of, I guess they'd be called like straw man arguments, or I don't really like all those kind of terms, but like for instance, people will say, well, star trails should be ovals if the earth is flat. I'm like, no, that's stupid, because the star trails are always circles. Anybody that's ever time-lapsed the stars has only ever gotten circles. Who's talking about ovals? Why would anybody be talking about ovals? Well, it doesn't work on a flat earth. Well, it certainly does. The shape of the ground doesn't change. The shape of the ground doesn't change what happens in the sky. Ooh, I just got a... And you know who it is? I hope he goes on TikTok. Get on TikTok, Bill. Because I obviously can't text him right now. But he ordered a solar filter for my telescope. So that will be fun. We'll be able to look at the sun with my telescope. It'll be just like this. We'll be able to see it the same size as the moon, basically, because it is the same angular size as the moon. There's overwhelming evidence to the fact that Earth is a globe. No, there's not. What is one piece of evidence that you would have? I mean, there's lots of evidence for both, but the evidence doesn't necessarily prove something. But like, here's a problem I have with the globe. The biggest problem I have with the globe. On a globe that we were all taught, the problem is that you have to believe that what you're standing on and what my telescope is standing on right now is sitting on there. It's still this still ground that we live on. You have to believe that it's rotating on an axis. I'm here to tell you that the ground doesn't have an axis because it's not actually moving. Flat Earther Forever says the moon is a map of the entirety of U.S. I don't see that myself. I haven't really looked too deep into that, but I've been looking at the moon for years, and I've never seen I've never been able to see quite what the, you know, what that idea is about. We have photographic evidence. We have geodesic measurements, 72 space agents. So let me ask you, what does space agencies have to do with the shape of the ground? The shape of the place that you live, the floor underneath you. See, the globe, in order to have a day and night, the globe has to rotate. And that's what you would call an inference. You're inferring something that you don't observe. You're actually inferring something that opposes everyone's observation. Think about that. Saw someone do the sun the other day. The sunspots were awesome to see. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm excited to do. Orbital mechanics would not work on a flat plane. No, that's not true. So you're saying that launching a rocket and putting a satellite into the sky wouldn't work on a flat plane? Why? I think you're believing a lot of lies true by science. And I'm not trying to be like an opposition. I'm just giving you my opinion. Moonsplain says, did you just ask what orbital mechanics experts know about the shape of the ground? No, I didn't. Okay, you literally do orbital mechanics. Good. So, what does that say about the shape of the ground? It would say, here's the only thing it says about the shape of the ground. Well, it must be curved because things orbit, and they're in a state of free fall. They're in a state of they're perpetually falling. Once they reach 17,000 miles an hour above the Earth, right? Will tornadoes and hurricanes work in a flat Earth? They happen all the time. So you're just denying the thousands and thousands of photographs of the Earth. No, I'm not. If you go 250 miles away from the surface that you're on, and you try to see, you obviously can see a far distance. And there's an end to that vision. There's an end to how far you can see, even if you're in space or whatever. Gravity can't exist on a flat plane. No, see, these are, you must not have been hearing this debate yet much. It's not a magic number, 17,000 miles. That's just like something has to go that fast in order to stay in orbit. Otherwise, it's falling back down. I thought you were an orbital mechanics guy. It is a magic number for the Earth. You can't orbit if you're going 15,000 miles an hour. You fall back down. And why does it have to go 17,000 miles per hour? Well, if you want me to explain what you are leading me to believe, it would be because of, in order to have that zero vector, because if you have 9.8 meters per second squared of downward acceleration, which you would call gravity, but I just say there's an up and a down in this world, and in order to get that zero vector from between that and the what is it called? The outward acceleration that you would get from going in a circle. That's how fast you have to go. That's just math. Yeah, you're talking about like tangential speed when you say 15,000 miles an hour, because if you know orbital mechanics, you know that the speed that something is moving is directly, I don't know what I'm trying to say. The height of your orbit is going to determine your speed. No outward acceleration, centrifugal force doesn't exist. If you're, okay, if the Earth is orbiting the sun, there's definitely some sort of outward acceleration happening away from the sun, not towards the sun, away from the sun, right? Anything going in a circle has that outward. I don't know the proper terms. I don't know Space doesn't exist, so why even talk about it? There's a flat earther that has his eyes closed to reality. Do you ever look up at the sky? Do you ever look up and see a place of darkness where there's stars? Okay, centrifugal force does not exist. Well, explain what you're trying to say. I didn't even bring up centrifugal force. You did. So I guess all I'm saying is that orbital mechanics says nothing about the shape of the Earth. That just says that we can go up in the sky. Not even we. Astronauts can go up in the sky, and they can go a certain speed and basically reach I don't even know what you call it, reach an empty place where there isn't like drag happening on your, the vehicle or whatever, or not much anyway. Orbital decay, but not like, you don't need much fuel. Yeah, outward acceleration from circular motion. You're saying that if I have a string and I put a weight at the end of a string and I swing it around above my head, that there's no whatever the right word is. I don't know the proper word, but like there's an outward force or whatever. There's something that makes the weight on the string go outward when I spin it in a circle above my head, doesn't it? Venom Shot says, would be great to go there sometime. No. What's that? What's in space? Yes, I'm saying G, there is no outward force. I know it's hard to put complete, conversation in the text. So I'm not trying to like patronize you. I'm just saying, if you go on you've seen this, these little merry-go-rounds or whatever they're called in the park, and you've seen the kids put their dirt bike tire up to it. Have you seen that? You're telling me that when you spin that fast, outward force happening, that's why the kids all go flying off in every direction? There's clearly an outward force when you spin something around an axis. Interesting. Yeah, share it out, you guys. Whoa, the moon is like moving here. I better stick to my first rule and not play with not just move it around. I gotta use the remote. Centripetal force. And see, I don't even know the difference, but when you take a right turn in your car really fast, like around a race, you're saying NASCAR. Why is the track on the NASCAR at such a steep angle? Because there's no outward force when they're trying to go around a circle like that? Come on. You know more than that. Yes, anything going in circular motion has that. If you let it go, it will go out from the center point. Yep, no curvature, that's true. I think they did land on the moon, but I think it was strong delusion. We certainly are not spinning. Earth doesn't have an axis point. We can imagine that it does. What kind of telescope? It's a Meade ETX 125. And we're watching with my iPhone. How does GPS work? Ground, isn't it? What is it called? What is it? I guess you'd have to have a communication with a satellite, probably. That's probably how it would work. Zoom all the way in. I don't want to yet. Good comedy, huh? Good. Global positioning system. And that proves something? What is that? You're saying, because here's something to think about. Okay, if I started in Minnesota, that's where I am right now. If I'm in Minnesota and I head east from here, I'm just speaking in general. Eventually, I'm going to come back here, right? I'm going to circumnavigate the Earth, right? the problem with the globe there is that nothing has ever experienced this relative to Minnesota, where I'm starting here. In order to circumnavigate the globe, I would have to literally go upside down and come right. I'd have to do a front flip, you know, as relative to where I started. That doesn't happen. That's all in your imagination. Talk to a pilot. They don't ever do that. So it's more like we're just going around the block and coming up to our driveway from the other side. It's very clear. We don't ever go upside down. You can drive across the country. You don't. Your angle doesn't change. The sky's still the same angle. Down is still the exact same direction. Thank God for gravity. Yeah, there is no gravity. Gravity is just an idea that men have to try to explain the nature of reality. Like, everybody knows that there's an up and a down. It's built into our bodies. Gravity. Gravity. Earth is flat. That's right, Craig Johnson. Where's the flag? Only in people's minds. That's where the flag is. What goes up must come down. Yes, and this is how we know that the moon is something different than the physical things in our world. Because if it was a rock, it would just fall down. Have you ever thrown a rock up in the air? Make a rock stay up in the air. There's something definitely special about the sun and the moon and the stars. Oh, alien, I can't see the name. Why is the shadow? It's because my telescope flips it. That's just what it does, because it's just a mirror. You're a flat earther, but don't know about the stars. I know about the stars. Oops, sorry guys. I wanted to see what that said. The stars aren't suns, they're stars. We are Polaris. No, Polaris is the North Star. So I don't know what you're talking about. Making no sense there. How many folks have fallen off the face of the earth? Probably none. Salvation is real. That's not true. You're making that up. It's a lie. You can't see anything left on the moon from a high-powered telescope. If what you're thinking of, and not accurately repeating, is that there's a satellite orbiting the moon. I think it's called, like, what is it, the L Cross or something. It's the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter or something. That's where you saw those images from some satellite, supposedly. Ooh, I didn't see your question, user 6944 and all those numbers. Otherwise, I don't know the answer. Or I might know the answer. Yeah, share it out, guys. I'm probably going to leave it going for a while. And then when it gets dark enough, we'll look at Venus and Jupiter and see what they look like. None. How can we fall off the edge of a building? Why? Can you fall off the edge of a lake? Can you fall off the edge of... It doesn't make any sense. No one's ever seen any edge. The firmament is a reflection of everything. Zoom in. All right, breaking news. We'll do it. Whoa, that's way too far. It gets too grainy when I zoom in. Can we look for the man NASA left there to video them? They didn't. They had a high-tech camera. Can you show other planets? I think all I could see right now... Well, right now it's light out, so I can't, but... Is it fake moon? No, it's a real moon. Let's look at the whole thing. There we go. So, oops, what did I do? I hit the wrong button. So that's zoomed all the way out right there. Are you a flat earther? Yes, I'm a flat earther. Everyone's a flat earther. Some people just don't want to admit it. Some people don't want to believe it. Just followed on my other account. Awesome, thank you. Follow the host, that's awesome. What telescope? It's a ETX 125, a Meade. You're not a flat earther, Glitch says. I think I don't know. How would you know? By the way, you guys, I have a YouTube channel. If you're interested, I talk about this stuff all the time. And I have like 4,000 videos on my channel. I've been on there since 2009 or 2010 on YouTube. And the channel is the same as this TikTok channel. The name is the same, EFTUPWORLD. No honest or intelligent person is a flat earther, that someone says. So is the moon flat? It moves over us like it's flat. You only see one side of it, and field rotation kind of shows you only see one side of it, and field rotation kind of shows us that the moon is not spherical. If you're paying attention and you watch it as it rises and sets, I do not see any reason why now, if you ask me what it looks like a sphere. It looks spherical. But it goes, the way that it moves in the sky, it does not look spherical. Like, it appears to be spherical, but the way that it moves, we only see one side of it, and it never, it doesn't have really any kind of, all we see is field rotation. That's it. Circular doesn't mean spherical. That's right. Because the Earth is a circle, but it's definitely not spherical. Kitty River 1984 says, "Oh, gross, a flat earther. I'm out of here." Have fun. You should. Why would it be gross? I'm just curious. Why would it be gross to not believe the lies that we were all raised believing? Oops, there's a great science to prove it was wrong, but you have to look it up. Yeah, I'm 45. I've gone to school. I've gone to college, and I was taught all those things. I understand them all. I don't believe them all. What about flat Earth lies? Yeah, there are people that lie about flat Earth all the time. I see it on TikTok all the time. People making like photos of, and saying that they're like secret photos from Apollo, and you can see land beyond it. People lie about flat Earth all the time. I just don't, sorry guys. I just hope that I'm not listening to those people. Why do you believe Earth is flat? The biggest reason why I believe Earth is flat is because I live on it, and it doesn't move. If the Earth was a sphere, now I guess there's some people that are geocentric, and they believe that the Earth's a sphere, but it doesn't make any sense to me, because they also think that it's the center of that the solar system is not right. Well, I think the solar system exists only in the mind. We can look up and we can see planets orbiting the sun, but those are just lights. We were taught that there are planets and places and all this garbage. Yeah, Rico, Earth is flat. Go to the end of the disk? I don't think it's a disk. Oh, we imagine the solar system. Yes, we imagine it. If you think Mars is a place where we have rovers and we've landed all these things, I think you're being gullible. Because if you read the scriptures and the Book of Enoch and the Apocrypha, you'll find that there's evil spirits that literally are called planets, wandering stars, and they assume many different forms in order to defile mankind and lead them astray. So that's just something that, of course, we only get to live one little, lifetime of time, but the Bible is a legendary book. It competes with time, if you think about it. You got a nice telescope. Oh, I can't keep up with the comments. Better question, would it make a difference if the world were flat around? I think the bigger difference, that's a good question. I think the bigger difference would be if you were being lied to and believing a lie, or not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that the shape of the world would necessarily change very much, but if the Earth is flat and we are all believing that it's a globe, something's wrong, right? If you ever been in a plane, can even see? No, you can't. You can't. You can see what you can see from the plane. It's the ground's flat, guys. Anyone that's been to the ocean can look to their left and look to their right as they look out to sea, and you can see, I don't know the distance, 100 miles all the way from your left all the way to your right. Who knows how far that is? No curvature. It's a perfectly straight line. The ocean. I'm just saying, take a level, take a straight edge out and check it yourself. Because the world is huge. No, I'm saying that if you do the math, there's a curvature that would have to be there for a sphere of 25,000 miles circumference. It's simple geometry. And when you do the geometry, you realize, whoa, if the Earth was a sphere, it would be 10 times, it would be 100 times the size that it's supposed to be. Yes, I've done the math, Michael, for sure. I can do math. Don't act like you can do math. It's simple geometry. It's Pythagorean theorem, and it's very simple.